a lot of Somalians are low IQ people.
Nobody talks about the fact that $19 billion at a minimum is missing in Minnesota, given to a large degree by Somalians. They've taken it. Somalians, can you imagine?
Somalians, can you imagine now?
And they don't do it.
Of course.
A lot of very low IQ people, they don't do it. Other people work it out, and they get them money, and they go out and buy Mercedes-Benzes, and they come from here, they have no money. They never had money.
Didn't expect
they never
that.
had a life. They never had a government. They never had a country. Because there's basically no country. Somalia is not even a country. They don't have anything that resembles a country. And if it is a country, it's considered just about the worst in the world. They come here and they become rich and they don't have a job. I was told that Ilhan Omar is worth $30 million. She never had a job.
How does that happen? I think that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, like, he's right. I mean, sure. Oh, wait, he's talking shit about Don Lemon, too? I didn't even see this.
Mental institutions from where they came, that's all they want to do. They're patriots, and they have to be abused by guys like Don Lemon, who's a loser, lightweight.
Oh.
I saw him the way he walked in that church. It was terrible. I have such respect for that pastor. He was so calm. He was so nice.
He had to put up with a lot of bullshit,
What they did in that church was horrible yesterday. Look at it. 20 mental institutions.
Weird. All they care about
is
brown people. When white people get fucking mauled by police, they seem to lose their minds more. I think that really they just don't like the police, period. That's literally it. So apparently these guys in Minnesota are, they're getting subpoenaed.
People. Vicious.
Oh, boy.
Many of them murderers. These are all out of Minnesota. Just Minnesota. I say, why don't you talk about that?
Jesus, look at that. Second-degree sexual assault of a child. Oh, wow.
Because people don't know.
Isn't it crazy that, like, I mean, how is this even... I don't understand how this is even a question. Right? I mean, like, in a logical world, I would just immediately come to the conclusion that, yes, obviously it's a bad idea to have somebody who is a illegal alien sex predator in the country. Like, yes, obviously this person should be instantly deported, and there shouldn't really be, like, if there is a long process to deport this person, then you need to solve that, because there shouldn't be. Like, very clearly, if somebody's not supposed to be here, and they have all these convictions, they need to be out of the fucking place, right? I mean, like, what are we doing here? Lies is the answer. People fell for Trump's evil sex predator dictator propaganda. Well, even if you don't like Trump or you think that he's bad, that doesn't mean that these other people aren't bad too. Like, I don't really see, like, you don't have to pick and choose. You can just be against all of it, right? I mean, I don't really see the reason why you wouldn't be. I'm convinced more and more the vaccine just cooked all these people. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people it looks that way for, honestly. It's very bad.
Do you want to live with these people?
Yeah, well, here's another one. Let's see it. Deporting to Antarctica.
International murder. These are people that are living, if they're apprehended and either put in jails in their country from where they came, and the countries respect us, and so they actually put them there. Yeah. In the old days, they didn't respect our country.
They need to release the Epstein files. They do, but even if they release the Epstein files, nobody's going to care. Like, people have already made up their mind whether Trump's innocent or not. Like, I don't think they're going to release a file that says Trump's a pedophile, right? I mean, it's not going to happen. And so, like, same with Bill Clinton or any of these other really well-known people. Like, the odds are those files have been purged, and they were purged 5 years ago. So, I don't even think that's even on the table. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't release them, but I'm saying that if they do, you should temper your expectations. I don't think that anything crazy like that's going to happen.
He let them all in. You know, if you didn't have open border policies,
president? Well, I don't know about that.
All of the things that all of the time that we spend talking about
Vance being president, I'm not
Minnesota
sure.
and everything else, most of them are coming from out of the country.
Is there another one?
And
Albershad Elouche Elimi from Somalia, convicted of homicide. Why is this guy in the country? Like, this is crazy. What the fuck?
Caused by a previous...
Convicted of homicide, vehicle theft, possession of stolen property, assault, and then with a previous arrest for arson? Oh my god.
Administrator, look at this.
How the fuck are these guys here? It's insane.
Boy, these are rough characters.
Do you think it's okay Trump's trying to take over all North America? No, I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid.
These are all criminal, illegal aliens.
Yeah, I don't know why. This is always the issue, is that a lot of Democrats expect, like, anybody who's pro-Trump or who agrees with this stuff to, like, capitulate to, like, obvious things like, okay, well, Like, can you at least admit going after Canada and Greenland is like needlessly aggressive and, aggro for no reason? And like, yeah, I can do that. But why can't you guys just admit that maybe it's a bad idea that when an illegal alien is apprehended by the police and they have a conviction of sexual assault, that we just get rid of them? Like, how is that hard for anybody to say? Like, and this is what's so weird to me about it, is that these people always ask you to capitulate and to, at least admit that one thing is wrong. Meanwhile, they're not admitting any of this stuff. They're not really, they're not going to any of this at all. And so files are fake, been deleted for years. So I don't know about that. I mean, we'll have to see with the Epstein files, who knows? But my point is that they always ask you if you to compromise on something. Yeah, sure. Well, why don't you look at this? Isn't even a compromise. This is common sense. You should be getting rid of these people. I mean, duh. Of course.
In many cases, they're murderers,
yeah,
they're
exactly.
drug lords, drug dealers. They're the mentally insane. There's some of them who are brutal killers. They're mentally insane. They're killers, but they're insane.
Yeah.
These are just in Minnesota, California. Right. It's worse. In other states, it's worse. No, Minnesota,
I think it probably is, actually.
Incredible. The financial crimes are incredible. And the problem is because of the agitators and insurrectionists, whatever you want, trouble.
Yeah, you call them whatever the fuck, right? But it's problem boys, right? That's it. White House posted all these photos. Yeah, exactly. It's so weird to me that so many of those people aren't willing to accept such an obvious thing. It's the same way how half the Republicans don't agree that you guys shouldn't invade Greenland, don't you think? Well, I mean, I don't know whether Republicans agree on that or not, but like, I mean, whenever, like, I don't understand how, for example, like, you can look at a list of mugshots of a bunch of sex predator illegal aliens, and you can come to the conclusion that instead of discussing the topic that's being referenced, you're now going to move that topic to now talking about something that has nothing to do with it. Whenever you do that, it seems like you don't actually care about the problem, and you're trying to basically distract people from this obvious problem. I'll pull this up. I think I might have missed out on this.
Price
oh, shit, I missed out on this.
As much as 300, 400, 500, and even 600%.
That's a lot. That's a lot of percent.
With Pfizer, AstraZeneca,
it's big percent.
Eli Lilly, Nova Nordisk, Gilead Sciences, EMD, Serenio.
Maduro doesn't deserve to be in jail with a retard like Starmer. True. True.
Look at some of the prices that are coming down, where a price would come down $1,300 coming down to $87.
That's a lot.
Think of it. So
good
something
job.
That was costing
$1,300
is now costing $87.
Uh-huh.
And the fake news doesn't want to write about it. That's why I do this. I don't like to do this, to be honest with you.
Doesn't like to be here?
I do it because got to get the word
He doesn't
out.
want to be here.
We signed one big, beautiful
So I
bill.
don't even like you guys.
Big, beautiful bill delivering the largest tax cuts in history. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime.
Wow.
We made interest on car loans tax deductible for U.S.-built automobiles only. So if you build
He's been ranting for about 20 minutes now, has he?
United States. We're not doing it for Germany and Canada and different places.
We'll see what he says in the Q&A. That's what really matters.
We want them to be built here.
That's the big one.
A lot of the Canadian
That's the big time.
auto plants are closing and they're moving into the United States. Same thing with Mexico.
I just realized there's music on.
Same thing with Japan and other countries. They're moving into the United States because of tariffs. Because they don't want to pay the tariffs. It's too much. They can't
I've heard
pay the
tariffs are bad.
So they're coming here.
I've heard they're very bad.
Than what other smart countries did. But it works better for us under my leadership.
Wow. Wow.
It's not done properly, but it's done properly. We have, again, more plants being built than at any time in the history of our country.
That's a lot of
the
plants.
largest spending cuts in American history, and that was true in my
So
first.
it's
we
a
had
lot
a
of
tremendous
plants.
first term also. We rebuilt our military. We had one of the best. We had the best economy in the history of our country.
Wow.
But we're blowing it away now. This
Wow.
when this stuff starts opening up, you're not going to see anything like it probably ever again.
So this is as good as it's going to get, guys. Enjoy it now.
27%.
It's as good as it's going to get.
In a single year. Think of that, 27. You know, you could do it 2%, 1%, a half a percent, 27%.
Yeah.
And that's with all of the things we have to do, all of the people we have to put on the payroll to get rid of people that are murderers.
Oh,
Again, when you see people in Minnesota that are murderers, these people are fighting to keep them there. And I say to Christie and to Tom Homan, the great people, they're working
Go get
so
'em.
hard. Look at the border. The border is now secure. First time, Biden said you couldn't do it. You need legislation. I had no legislation. I said close the border.
Why can't you do that with
Within
everything
1 month,
else?
we had
Just do that with
almost
everything.
nobody coming in. Now for the last 8 months, nobody came into our country illegally.
Wow. That's like nobody.
And I find that hard to believe.
That's really
because you'd think
low.
Somebody, because it used to be millions of people just.
I mean, I'm
poured
sure
into our
one
country.
guy probably got
And
through.
the people that do that are Democrat,
Probably should just give him citizenship.
sort of aligned. So I mean, they're not doing me any favors. We had nobody come in, and we have a very strong border. We have very few people coming up. They're not going to make the trek because they know they probably won't be
It's Maduro.
coming in.
Yeah.
So it's not as hard as you think. But I didn't have to go back. Remember, they said we need legislation to close the border. They had millions of people coming in a month. We have nobody coming in, and we're getting the murderers out. Murderers, people from prisons and jails. Many countries opened up their prisons and dropped them into the United States. Those are the people we're getting
I've heard
out.
this one before.
And we have a lot of heart. And I said, you got to lighten up on this. We have a lot of heart for people. They came in illegally, but they're good people, and they're working now on farms, and they're working in luncheonettes and hotels. And all. And we're not looking. We're looking to get the criminals out right now. The criminals.
Well, yeah,
And,
obviously. Those are the bad
I
ones.
think it's very important. I mean,
Duh.
every once in a while you see a story, we take somebody. He should be out because they came in illegally. So in theory, they should be. But we're focused on the murderers.
Yeah, obviously.
The drug dealers.
You go after the
mentally
crackheads.
Insane. We have a lot of mentally insane killers. I mean, you can't even talk to them.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if you could have a little reason, but you can't even reason. These are seriously people.
It's like a
people.
raccoon.
A couple of countries.
That's what I
where
said.
They were loaded
It's the
up.
raccoon
Their mental
thing.
institutions and insane asylums were loaded to the gills. They couldn't get. They're empty now. But they're filling up because we're bringing them all back. We know where they came from. And every
that's
country accepts
convenient.
them. You know, under Biden, they wouldn't.
Should we
they had
air
so
tag
little
these
respect
people?
That they'd bring them
Maybe that'd
there.
be a good idea.
They wouldn't take them. They say, get the hell out
That
of
way
here.
we can
They
tell
would-
if they're
we'd-
coming
we'd
back.
bringing a plane in to land in a country, and they'd
Just
put
get
5
ready.
planes on the runway so you couldn't land the plane. So they'd come back with the people that they were bringing back. They don't do
Microchip?
that with me. They do that with me, they
Where?
have
Like the
problems.
forehead.
They don't do it. They accept them back.
Yeah,
They're
that's
not
what I was
happy about
thinking.
it, but they accept them back. Cut a record number of regulations.
That way we
I
can just
promised
scan
to
'em.
eliminate 10 old regulations. For every
Like a
one new
barcode?
regulation. Instead, we cut 129 old regulations for each one added. Think of that. I wanted to do 10. In my first 4 years, I did. When we put on a new regulation, you had to cut 8.
Yeah?
This year, I said you have to cut 10.
Wow, that's a lot of regulations.
Instead, we cut 129. So every time, so far, can't remain like that, I don't imagine. I hope I can, because we have so much wasted regulation, stupid regulations.
That's probably true.
Regulations where they go by California, which is a disaster state.
Oh, yeah.
With a governor that truly is doing a bad job. He's killing that state.
Doing a bad job.
If he ever ran the country, this country would be Venezuela very quickly.
That's probably
Using
true.
tariffs slash the U.S. trade deficit
Yeah.
by an incredible 77%. The trade deficit is down, and that doesn't include the last month where we had our best month.
What do you think about Pat the
We
citizenship?
slashed the trade deficit
Brought
by
here
an
his
incredible
kids.
77%
Well, I don't know
in 1
about that.
year with no
Just get rid of 'em.
inflation. Something that everyone said could not be done. So we had essentially no inflation. In fact, the last month we had almost no inflation. But we slashed the trade deficit by 77%. If you
Yeah.
slash it by 1%, that was good. Again, we
Well,
did
that's
that
a
with
lot.
tariffs and intelligence. And we did that with November 5th. Great election. We secured historic trade deals to reduce barriers on U.S. exports with countries covering 40% of all U.S. trade. Think of that. American exports are up by more than $150 billion this year.
Wow.
People said, oh, we're not exporting. All we do is buy.
Is
If
import,
you keep buying,
yeah.
you're not going to have a country for very long. So we increased exports by more than $150 billion. Investment
Was
in
that right?
American factories is up 41%. That's a record. Nobody goes 41% up. You go 2% up, 1% up. You go down by 3%.
Let's get to the questions.
If Kamala got elected, the
Oh, I heard about
41%
her.
up would be 41% down.
I hear she's gonna run
We removed
again.
over
Kamala Harris might run
270,000
again.
Bureaucrats from the federal.
You guys excited?
That's another thing. So we have, we announce our unemployment numbers, call it unemployment or employment.
Who's excited to vote for her
And they were very good,
again?
but
Right? Oh
we
boy.
can make them
Yeah.
great. But we've slashed tremendous numbers of people off the federal payroll.
Uh-huh.
Because ultimately, if you're on the federal payroll, I mean, we have jobs where they had 10 people for every job. So we cut now. If you
yeah.
want to see some
It's
good
about
numbers,
right. Yeah.
I'll hire 1 million people. We cut millions of people off the federal payroll.
I believe
don't like
that
doing
instantly.
but the good news, I don't feel badly because they're getting private sector jobs, and they're getting sometimes twice as much money, 3 times as much money. They're getting factory jobs. They're getting
Can't wait to
much
vote for
better
her in
jobs
primaries
at
again.
much higher pay.
Yeah.
But all I have to do is say, like, what the Democrats do all the time.
What do they do?
They hire 1 million people, and then they hire another million. They load it up, and it says, oh, they only have a 3% unemployment rate. It's a fake rate. So with us, we're proud of the fact that we cut so many because, again, I don't want to cut people. But when you cut them and they go out and get a better job, I like to cut them.
Yeah.
And sometimes they have to be forced to do that because
You're helping them by firing
it's
them.
like they want to stay where they are. They don't know, and then all of a sudden
It's
they
like
end up-
letting
we
a
have many
butterfly
cases,
out into the world.
Caroline, where people were
No, that's how it
devastated.
is.
They hated Trump. I got caught from my very boring federal job where they had, again, sometimes 10 people to do one job. And they were very upset. And now they ended up with a job where they get paid 3 times more money. They're ending up buying houses. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
So they went from not liking me to liking me a lot.
Wow,
'cause
that's pretty fast.
It's hard to get. We need
Everybody
people.
likes him.
We need people. It's one of the reasons. I mean, I want to. When you have good people in the farm or good people in hotels and
Yeah.
everything else, we want to work with them as much as we can. Under
Mm-hmm.
Biden, 1 out of 4 jobs added was a government job. Think of that.
That's
So 25% of the jobs added. That's
They're
when
bullshit
when
jobs,
you know
yeah.
that's 25% of jobs aren't real jobs. But
I
again,
didn't even
could
know
do
that.
I could add 2 million jobs right now. Would have an unemployed. I could say just hire some more people. I do the opposite.
Yeah, no, that
I say
makes
get
sense,
rid of
actually.
Everybody that's unnecessary.
Yeah, not real
because
jobs.
That's the way you make
no,
America great
if you
again.
haven't worked at the federal government,
When
you don't know how
have,
bad this is.
All these jobs.
There's
where
so
people
many
are sitting
useless
around
people.
doing nothing, and they get a lot of money by the
So
government.
many.
It's no good.
They don't do anything.
But that's what the Democrats do. They show,
And they never
oh, we
innovate
were at
'cause they don't have
4%
to.
Unemployment. That's a good number.
The
But
DMV, yeah.
They just add jobs.
Do stat
where they
padding?
wouldn't
Yeah.
cut. They would never cut jobs. Under Trump, 100% of all new jobs created have been in the private sector. Think of that. Not 1% has gone to federal. So under Biden,
Could it
1
be
out of 4 was a
0.1% though?
government job. Under Trump, 100% of the new jobs created.
Let's start doing almost every workplace.
100%
Yeah, but in the government, it's
came
worse.
from the private sector. That's how you make your
Trust
country
me.
wealthy and strong and good.
In terms
We
of video,
inherited
it's
the
super
worst
quiet.
border
No,
in
it's
history
not.
and turned it into the strongest border in history.
Volume's fine.
Illegal crossings have plummeted to the lowest level ever recorded, down 99.999%. That means down 100%. 99.999.
It's a bit quiet.
I want to find out who that one person
Oh,
is.
really? Okay.
For 8 months in a row, 0, and these are government numbers, these are not my numbers. For 8 months in a row, 0 illegal aliens were admitted to our country.
How about that?
0. Nobody came in,
That good?
unless they came in legally. We have a
That
big
good, yeah.
process for having people come
Okay.
in legally, by the way. A lot of people are coming in legally. They have to prove they love our country. They have to prove that
Yeah.
they're not going to need welfare.
That's a
lot
big
of
one.
things
That's
they
a
have to
really big
prove.
one. We'll bring
For
people
the
in
first
here so we
time
can
in
pay
50
for 'em.
years, we are now seeing
Yeah, right.
reverse migration,
Reverse.
where because we're getting all of these illegal
wow.
people out. People that came in illegally, in many cases they're criminals, in many, many cases.
Nobody gives a shit
Remember
about
when they used to
unemployment?
say
I
that
think people care about that.
the people that come into our country as immigrants are very nice people, they're wonderful people, they don't commit crime. No, they make our criminals look like babies. They make our Hell's Angels look like the sweetest people on earth. The Hell's Angels are now considered a nice, high-quality person. I like the Hell's Angels. They voted for me. They protected me, actually, believe it or not. But they make our criminals look like babies.
I like it. Okay,
These are
great.
some of the
They
most
voted for
vicious
me.
people
Wow.
Anywhere in the world. They came from the Congo.
Yeah.
The prisons, I know the Congo because I
Farming
ended the
CNN
war
headlines?
with the
Yeah.
Congo and Rwanda. Tough group.
What?
Very tough group.
Yeah.
They came from prisons in the Congo. Some of the toughest, meanest people you'll ever meet. Thank you very much. They allowed them to come into America. These are tough people. Before my election, 100% of net job creation was going to foreign migrants. Since my
I can imagine that.
inauguration, 100% of the net jobs created have gone to American-born citizens. That's a big thing. In other words, we're now taking care
I'm
of our
gonna miss
people.
this man. He's a national treasure. It's funny. It
100%
is
of net
funny.
jobs created have gone to the
I mean, even if you don't like Trump,
born
you got to
people.
admit
Before
some of the
that,
shit he
we
says is
didn't
funny.
care.
It
Designated
is. It's funny.
Tren de Aragua, MS-13, and the Mexican drug cartels.
We have to do a
as
bingo
foreign
for, like,
terrorist
every speech that he
organizations,
has.
And we've hit them hard. You've seen what we've done on the water. We're starting to do that on land. The land is much easier, actually. Water is incredible. We did that on the water so that when you do it on the land, they don't go to the water. Nobody's going
Nobody's
into
going
the
where?
boat business right now, I can tell you.
Nobody's going into the boat
97%
business.
down
There it
drugs
is.
coming in by water.
No more boats.
97%.
Turn 'em
Nobody
off.
ever heard of that before. They heard 2%, 1%.
No more
It
boats.
went up 2%. 97, and we're looking for the 3%. Who the hell are the 3%? They're crazy. But we've taken out almost 100% of the drugs coming in by water. Now we're
That's
going
pretty
to be
good,
very
right?
shortly starting
Seems
drugs
like a good
coming in
thing.
by land. We know exactly where they're coming from. Remove tens of thousands of illegal alien gang members, drug dealers, murderers, child predators, human traffickers, fraudsters, savage criminals, and others. We removed them from our country. They're out. They're gone. In some cases, they're so dangerous that we put them in jail because we don't want to give them to their country.
yeah.
Their country doesn't do anything, and they end up coming back. We have some that we're just, they're so bad that we don't want to really release them. We want to put them in
You put them in
a
super
where
jail
we know
in El
they're
Salvador.
properly,
In El Salvador super jail.
ensconced.
How can we verify these numbers even
Think
true?
of that.
You have to go out
tens
into
of
the water
thousands
and count
of
the
illegal
boats.
alien gang members, drug dealers.
Yeah, go count the
murderers,
boats.
child predators, human traffickers, fraudsters, and savage criminals. Why wouldn't you want them removed?
Yeah.
The reason is because these are insurrectionists that are doing this work.
I've heard about insurrections
They're
before.
going to make mistakes sometimes. ICE is going to be too rough with somebody, or
Yeah.
they deal with rough people. They're going to make a mistake. Sometimes it can happen. We feel terribly. I felt horribly when I was told that the young woman who was had the tragedy. It's a tragedy. It's a horrible thing. Everybody would say. ICE would say the same thing.
Yeah, it's sad.
But when I learned her parents and her father in particular I hope he still is, but I don't know, was a tremendous Trump fan. He was all for Trump, loved Trump. And, it's terrible. I was told that
Oh God.
by a lot of people. They said, oh, he loves you.
He really.
He was I hope he still feels that way. I don't know. It's a hard situation.
Didn't he
But
say that
her
she
father
wouldn't
was
be
a
in heaven?
tremendous- And parents were tremendous Trump fans.
Like the
That's so
father-in-law
sad.
or
It just
something like that?
happens. It's terrible. Halted all refugee admissions
Such a
to the
ego,
United
yeah.
States, including from
Yeah?
Somalia,
Like,
which is a
goddamn.
terrible, terrible place, another
Somalia.
dangerous place. And we also stopped the pirates because they get the same
No,
treatment
they're in
as the
Minnesota
drug
now.
boats.
What do you mean?
So in Somalia, the Somalians,
You see a
know what they're
daycare
good
video?
at? That's about the only thing they're good at is they're good at pirating ships at sea, big ships. So you have a
The
huge
only thing
oil
Somalians are good at are
tanker
pirating
with,
ships.
millions of gallons, millions of
Oh my
barrels
God.
of oil. And if it gets hit by a big weapon, the whole thing blows up. And they don't want to fight because if they do, they're told by their insurance companies, do not hand over the ship. And they're not allowed to have any guns on the ship. They're literally, you have these massive
They got to fix that rule.
ships being taken over by a Somalian small
The no
boat
guns rule is why they have
with a
this
big
happen.
weapon. Because if they hit the side of the ship can blow up to, I mean, you talk
Yeah.
about a blow up.
That's a big
Bad.
ship.
We've seen
And then
We've
it could
seen
blow
some
up.
bad
That'd be
things
huge.
happen. And
Wow.
the insurance companies, some of these ships cost more than $1 billion to build. And
$1
the
billion
insurance companies say,
ship.
look, we'd rather give them money than take a
That's
chance
a lot
on
of
$1
money.
billion insurance policy. But they don't have to worry about it because we hit them the same way we hit the people with the drugs in their boat.
Yeah.
They don't know what the hell happened. But all of a sudden, there are no pirates at sea. Do you notice? We haven't had a boat taken in a little while. Came out of Somalia, really corrupt place. It's not a country. They don't have government. They don't have anything. I always hate to see this. Ilan Omar, she comes from Somalia.
Yeah.
A backward country, probably the worst country. They say it's the worst country in the world, if it's a country. I don't even think it's a country. There's no organization, no anything. They don't have police. They don't have military. They don't have anything. They just have people
country in the
running
world.
around, killing each other, and trying to pirate ships.
Oh my
But
God.
she'll come here, comes, and then she wants to tell us how to run our country. The Constitution says that I am entitled to this. I can't stand her. Terminated all taxpayer-funded benefits for
Oh
illegal
my
aliens
God.
and kicked
He's baiting them.
275,000
It's the worst
illegals
country in the
off of
world.
Social Security.
The
They were illegally
Constitution.
getting Social Security.
The
275,000
Constitution says
people.
that I can do whatever I want.
I'm telling you, it's not that this is pleasurable, but if I were an elected president, this country was going to be destroyed quickly, very quickly. I think within a year, if you
Wow.
had Kamala or a Joe type.
That's pretty fast.
I mean, Joe was a disaster, but if you had Kamala, he was the replacement. I was up by like 25 points on Joe, and they said, "Hey, let's get
Yeah.
somebody else." This never happened. Well, I had so many firsts. You're leading somebody by a lot, and they say, "Oh, let's take him out. Let's put somebody." That's like I said to Dana.
Do you guys
White the
think
other
he's going
night.
to talk about the
I
election
said, you
3
know,
years
Dana,
from now?
it's like you have a fighter.
I
Two
think he
fighters.
will.
One guy is winning by a lot, and they say, "Oh, let's take this guy out. Let's put a new fighter in
Yeah.
the ring with him." That's what happened to me. I was doing great with Biden. The whole campaign was against Biden. All the money was spent against Biden, and all of a sudden I got Kamala. Everyone said, "Who the hell is she?" But that didn't work out too well for them. But never happened before. We are about lots of firsts. Designated English as the official language of the United States of America.
Why did they
We
not have
very
that
powerfully.
before? Like, English has always
While
been the
we're at
main
it, We
language.
also took the Gulf of Mexico, and now it's
I forgot all
the
about
Gulf of America.
the Gulf of America.
We
Wow.
have 92% of the shoreline. It always bothered me. I'd say, you know, we have most of the shoreline. Mexico has a small percentage, talks
Yeah.
about 8%. We have 92%. And I said, why is it the Gulf of Mexico? It should be the Gulf of America.
There it is.
I was going to call it the Gulf of Trump, but I thought that I would be killed if I did that. I wanted to do it. I wanted to.
The
My
Gulf
people
of
worked so
Trump.
hard. Sir, I don't think it'll look too good. I'm telling you, it's a good thing. And it'll be
Man.
hotter than ever, I said. No, but I decided not to do that. I'm
Wow.
joking, you know, when I say that. I was not going to call it the Gulf of Trump. Because tomorrow it'll be, Trump wanted to call it the Gulf of Trump, but he was rebuffed by his people. My people don't rebuff me too much.
He was
Gulf of
rebuffed.
Trump. That does have a good ring, though.
Oh, no.
Maybe we could do
He's
that. It's
talking
not too
himself
late.
into it.
No, we have the Gulf of America now. It's great. It's
Oh, Jesus.
Our country is proud for the attack on Venezuela, the attack on
Yeah, he's talking
the
himself
Iran
into it now.
nuclear
Let's go.
capability, wiped it out. I mean, first administration, Soleimani, the father of the roadside bomb, and
The father of the roadside
al-Baghdadi,
bomb.
the father of ISIS, who was rebuilding ISIS. We wiped them out. Done a great job. Signed an order that will end birthright citizenship for children of illegal migrants. You know,
God.
that case is in court
Oh, my
right
God.
now. That case was meant for the children of slaves.
Duh.
All you have
That's
to
right
do is
after
look
the
at the
Civil War.
years.
Yeah.
Look at the years where the cases were filed and where the decisions were
1867,
made.
68.
They were right at the end of the Civil War.
Yep. He's
Trying
totally
to
right
say
about
that,
this.
You know, China's making a big business out of that. They come to the country, they have a child,
Yeah,
they're
birth
American
tourism.
citizen, they get all the benefits.
Uh-huh.
It had nothing to do with that. That was for the children of slaves.
What an
And I hope
exploit.
the Supreme Court so
What a
rules.
crazy exploit.
Designated fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. It is. We lost, I believe, 300,000 people this year.
I believe. Okay, so probably like a lot less.
300,000 people. That's like filling up one of those big football stadiums 5 times. It's not even believable. I mean, you could be in a war and you wouldn't lose that many people. So we designated fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction. Conducted numerous successful military strikes against narco-terrorists operating in our hemisphere, including the water strikes. Drugs brought in by ocean. So I told you that we're down by, I mean, close to 100%. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get somebody to pilot those boats. Very hard. They have to be people that don't watch television, don't read the news. And we just blew up their facility. They had a docking facility where the drugs were stored. And now we have a great relationship with Venezuela. We're getting along fantastically with the leadership in Venezuela.
You're great.
So we wouldn't have to do that. This was done before.
So true.
Before the attack. But
we
captured
Greenland?
And brought to justice
you mean Trump
the
land?
outlaw dictator of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, who through drugs killed millions of people in our country.
Maduro,
tremendous drug dealer.
Also
WMD.
sent they probably just called it. That's
millions of people into our country, including Tren de Aragua, the worst gang. They say it's the worst gang in the world. They
Founder
took
of Proud
over
Boys
parts
being
of
an ICE
Colorado.
agent. Good.
Just take the apartment building. They just took it away. Just took it away like we're here. They cut the hand off one man because he called the police. Who called the police? I did. You took my apartment from me. Boom. No hand. This is what they sent us.
No hand.
Restoring law and order.
That's pretty bad.
D.C. and Memphis.
You imagine that?
Federal task forces
it's
deployed
just gone.
massive numbers of federal law enforcement officers.
The whole thing.
And National Guard to restore safety.
1 minute there was a hand,
Crime
the next
down
minute it's
in
gone.
D.C. is almost down to nothing. D.C. was a very, very dangerous place, and I think you probably know better than I do. I have a lot of people in the media thanked me for that. But some of them found it hard to thank me. But, you know, D.C. is now, look how beautiful. D.C. is now, you can walk right from here to a restaurant, right through the center of town. You can be with your child, with your loved one, with your lover. Your lover's not going to be killed anymore, so you can act like a real lover. But you can walk right through the middle of the town, and D.C. is beautiful again, too. You notice we took all the fences down, almost all. The rest are coming down. We got the graffiti all off.
That's
National Guard's been amazing. You know, we didn't tell them to do that. That's not their job description. But they were picking up garbage and everything. They were great. And I don't know. To me, a town it looks better when you have military people. These are big, strong guys. The bad guys look at them and they say,
they're not going to like this one at all.
What they don't know is that we took over 2,000 people out permanently out of D.C. These were career criminals. But I feel much better seeing those people there. I went in a couple of times and had dinner in D.C. I walked right down the middle of the street.
Yeah.
I felt very safe. A year ago, I couldn't have done that. I would have been crazy to have done that. And Secret Service wouldn't let me do it. They weren't thrilled anyway, I will tell you. It wasn't like they were thrilled, but we did it, and it was great. But D.C. is a great thing. We have virtually no crime in D.C. anymore. And before
nobody does crime
we did
anymore.
This move,
that's good.
And we could do the same thing with Chicago.
That was a big problem for a while.
Chicago down
People
25%, even though we just had a minimal crew there. We brought Wisconsin down. We brought Minnesota down, way down, even though everything's a fight, you know, because they want to keep those people that are lying on the floor. They want to keep those people in Minnesota, but they really don't. I don't think the real people of Minnesota, it's a very corrupt place, and the elections are totally corrupt. I feel I won it all 3 times. Nobody's won that state since Richard Nixon. It's a rigged state. And the Somalians vote as one group.
That's true.
Even if they're not citizens, and they vote as one group, and you know you get 600,000 votes against you. They all ought to get the hell out of here. They're bad for our country. Nationwide achieved the largest reduction in violent crime on record. So
damn, he just says get the fuck out of here.
Over the last 11 months, achieved the largest reduction in violent crime on record, including the largest one-year drop in murders ever recorded. Almost 2,000 lives were saved. That's despite the fact that we took in criminals under the leadership of the Democrats and Joe Biden.
Yeah.
More motor
They'll learn how to
vehicle theft
remigrate soon. Maybe
is down by 100,000
we'll see.
vehicles nationwide. That's another nationwide. The motor vehicle theft was out of control, and now it's very much in control. It was down by more than 100,000 vehicles to a record low. Began the process of eliminating cashless bail policies across the nation. You got to get rid of your sanctuary cities, and I hope our people know that
Just stop
we're not going to
paying
pay
for 'em.
sanctuary
exactly,
cities.
man.
We're not going to pay them anymore.
Fuck
They are
that.
sanctuary for criminals.
Exactly.
They hold criminals. We're not going to pay. They can sue us, and maybe they'll win. But we're not giving money to sanctuary
off.
cities anymore as of the beginning of the month.
Thank God. What?
We began
how
the
ridiculous.
process of eliminating the
Fucking
cashless
retarded.
bail. Well, cashless bail is where it all started. It's a disaster.
I think Trump's
And
going
then other
insane.
places.
I hope
don't know if
so.
it started in New York. I remember
I hope so. I'm ready for a
starting
show.
in New York. So if somebody comes
excited.
and murders somebody and they let him out, no bail, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, cashless bail means you just get the hell out.
They're making an anime
And they
where
go
Hitler
outside. We have one
reincarnates
case
as a
where a guy
lolly.
Murders somebody, gets released, and
Yeah, I
goes
heard
out and
about
murders
that.
somebody. 2 people in one day.
Wow.
No, we got to get rid of cashless bail. They got to pay. Got to have bail. There's a reason for bail.
Nobody
Long
typed
tested.
that? They did.
Signed an executive order to bring back
No, they
mental
did. It's true.
institutions and insane asylums. We're going to have to bring them back.
Thank you.
Hate to build
yeah.
those suckers, but you
No.
got to get the people off the streets.
Go get them.
You know,
Get
we
a
used to
net.
have when I was growing up.
Go tard wrangling.
We had in my area in Queens. I grew up in Queens. We had a place called Creedmoor.
Yeah.
Creedmoor. Did anybody know that? Creedmoor. It was a big. I said, Mom, why are those bars on the building? I used to play Little League baseball
Oh God.
there at a place called Cunningham Park.
Tard
He was
wranglers.
quite the baseball player, you
Yeah.
wouldn't believe. But I said to my mother, Mom, she would be there, always there for me. She said, Son, you could be a professional baseball player. I said, thanks, Mom. I said,
didn't know
why are
that.
those bars on the
The
windows?
bars on the window so they don't jump
Big
out.
building, big, powerful building. It loomed over the park, actually.
Why don't you reopen it?
She said, well,
Well,
people that are very sick are in that building.
yeah.
I said, boy, I used to always look at that building and I'd see this big building, big tall building. It loomed over the
Bring it
park.
back.
It sort of, now that I think it was pretty unfriendly sight, but I'll never forget.
Bring it back.
I
Make
don't
it
know if
look
it's
nice.
Still there,
Make it gold.
because they got rid of most of them. You know, the Democrats in New York, they took them
Uh-huh.
down, and the people live on the streets now. That's why you have a lot of the
Did the 2
people
p.m. liberal walkout
in
happen?
California and other
No.
places.
They don't have
live on the
jobs to walk
streets. They
out
took
from?
the mental institutions down. They're expensive. But I'd say,
Didn't
why
work.
does that building have those bars? Boy, it didn't. It wasn't normal. You know, you're used to looking at like a window.
Yeah.
But this one, you look at it, all this steel, vicious steel, tiny windows, bars all over the place.
It's not 2 p.m.?
Nobody was getting out.
Oh, that was 3?
It's called a mental institution. That was an insane asylum. Designated Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization.
I heard
and many
Antifa was
others.
bad.
It is. America is respected again on the world stage. That's another topic. Obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capability, and Operation Midnight Hammer was one of the most successful anyone's ever seen.
That sounds like
fake
a gay
news. I don't know
porn.
where they are. CNN. Anybody from CNN here? Fake news. Nobody wants to raise their hand anymore. They used to. Oh, yeah. Now, if you're with CNN, you don't raise your hand. But
It's probably
they
smart.
said, well, maybe it wasn't that successful, which I really was angry because these pilots took their life in their hands.
They did.
2 o'clock in the morning with no moon, dead dark.
Where'd it go?
Gun shooting at
They
them.
turned it off?
They went in with those beautiful B-2s, and every single bomb went down an air shaft and obliterated
No, I mean,
it.
I'm bringing mental institutions
And
back.
CNN came out and said, well, maybe it wasn't, by a scam writer.
Problems
a scam
that
writer who
last time
wrote,
we had them.
You know, fake stories, a lot of fake stories on other topics,
Yeah.
right? Because when we did it, we said, that's a
Piccolo
terrible
blew up the
thing.
moon.
You know, the pilots came back and they said, we hit everything. They did a great job. Then on top of that, we launched from a submarine about 30 Tomahawks on top of everything else. The place was obliterated.
After
CNN
this,
said,
he's gonna talk
well,
about
maybe
Ukraine.
it wasn't that bad. Turned out it was worse
Get ready.
than it was. You know who
Watch.
could tell you that? The Iranians would tell you that. Because
Well, they
if they
can't,
do
'cause they
anything,
don't have the
they're going to have
internet.
to start a brand new place. But they did an amazing job. That was it was like what we did with Venezuela. I mean, nobody's ever seen a military operation like that.
That's true. I mean, that was a
Ended 8
badass operation.
unendable wars in 10 months. These were unendable wars. Cambodia and Thailand fighting for years. Kosovo and Serbia.
Uh-huh.
The Congo and Rwanda.
That was like
Pakistan
a 28-year
and India,
year
they
thing.
were really going at
Yeah.
it. 8 planes shot down. They were going to go nuclear, in my opinion. The Prime Minister of Pakistan was here,
Yeah.
and he said
How's he
President
doing?
Trump saved 10 million people and maybe much more than that.
That's it?
They're both nuclear countries. Israel and Iran. Egypt and Ethiopia were going to fight over a dam, and I got them to stop. I still got to work it out because they put a dam up in Ethiopia that stops the flow from a little river called the Nile. I always think of the Nile being in Egypt, you know, beautiful Nile with the pyramids, but they put a dam up. You know who paid for the dam?
Who? Who paid for
The
it?
United States of America. It's the biggest dam, I think, in the world.
Wait, what?
They put a dam up.
Wait, why would we pay
I
for a
said,
dam in
How did you
Ethiopia?
let that happen?
Wait, why would we do
Why
this?
would we have
Bro,
done that?
what are you
We
doing?
financed it, this
Why are we
country.
paying for a dam in
I don't know,
Ethiopia?
maybe it was a Republican president, but I don't think it was. I think it was a Democrat. But what a terrible thing.
We don't need to do
So
that.
Egypt basically is, you know, they don't have enough water in the Nile. And they use that for
Damn it.
a lot of things, including entertainment and travel and tourism and everything. I mean, I don't know. They got a big dam. I got to work that one out now, too.
Oh, wow.
Armenia and
a lot of work.
Azerbaijan. President Putin told me, I cannot believe you settled that war. I've been trying to settle that war for 10 years. Armenia and Azerbaijan.
Right.
They were fighting it for many, many years. And I ended up getting the heads of the both countries in my office. The beautiful Oval Office, much more beautiful now than it ever was. And one sat at one side, one sat at the other. He said, you know, I've been the head of Azerbaijan for 22 years, and for 22 years I've been killing his people.
That's a long time.
And the other gentlemen are both very good guys.
Very
said,
good
I've been here
guys.
for 7 years, and for 7 years I've been killing his people. And they started over there, and within
guys,
an hour
by
they
the
were
way.
next to each other. And by the time we ended, they were hugging each other, and it's been a great peace. You know, should have gotten the Nobel Prize for each war, but I don't say that. I say millions and millions of people. And don't
Should've
let
got the
anyone
Nobel
tell you
Peace
that
Prize.
Norway doesn't control the shots. Okay,
Oh, he's actually going to get
it's
mad.
in Norway.
Oh,
Norway controls the shots.
so it's
we
totally
have nothing
rigged.
to do with it. It's a
Yep.
joke. They've
Here
lost
we
such
go.
prestige. Got all. That's why I have such respect for Maria doing what she did. She said, "I don't deserve the Nobel Prize. He does." When she got it, they said, "Wow, that's amazing. I thought President Trump would get it." President Trump deserves it. He ended up 8 wars. How nice, right? It's a good woman.
how nice.
Got all 20 living hostages returned to their families, and the remains.
What, in fucking Israel?
They all came out. We got the 20 living hostages.
From
We got
Hamas?
the 28 hostages. They have one left that we think we know where it is. Amazing. Looked like we weren't going to get anywhere near that. Now they've gotten almost. And more importantly, we got many more, hundreds. We got them all. If we didn't do it, you wouldn't have had. Most of those people would have been dead. I don't
That's
know if
pretty
that's
bad.
covered properly, but you know, the 20 is great. They were the last ones. I always said the last 20 are going to be hard, but we got them. We got the last 20, and we got
Incredible.
close to 28 of the bodies of the dead. And to those parents, that was just as important as getting their son back alive. They were almost even more intent on getting. They knew their son was dead. They wanted to get the body. I got him back. We just created the Board of Peace, which I think is going to be amazing.
The Board of Peace.
I wish the United Nations could do more. I wish we didn't need a Board of Peace, but the United Nations, and you know, with all the wars I settled, the United Nations never helped
What's
me
his
on
press
one
conference
war.
supposed to be about?
I mean, I guess I'm not blaming them. I didn't call them to help, but I got, you know, presidents and prime ministers together. We knocked heads. We got along. And
Well,
they liked me. I liked them. Every single one of them
It's about him.
nominated me for a Nobel Prize. Every one of the
it's about
wars,
himself, yeah.
among many other people, nominated me for a Nobel
See?
Prize. But Putin told me, I cannot believe you got this war settled. I've worked on it for 10 years because it's his territory. Rescued 83 American hostages and citizens detained from abroad without
First
paying.
year accomplishments.
A lot of money.
Is that right?
Paid no money. Apprehended terrorists responsible for the Abbey-gate bombing that claimed the lives of 13 U.S. service members in Afghanistan, the lowest point in the history of our country. That was a Biden disaster. I was getting out, but I was getting out with dignity and strength. We were the boss. Oh,
well,
we
that's
were the
nice.
boss. They wouldn't do a thing against us. And this very stupid person got in, and
Who is it?
what a shame.
Who is it? Who
He
was
should have
it?
left
Who was it?
from Bagram, which is the big military base, which has hundreds of acres around it. Should have left from Bagram. Terminated visas of Hamas sympathizers and deported pro-jihad foreign
Isn't that guy
nationals.
still here, though? That
Got
Mahmoud
NATO
guy?
members to agree to raise defense spending.
Just get rid of him.
To 5%
What are you doing?
of GDP from 2%, and they pay the 5%, and they didn't pay the 2%.
Get
and by
get
the
him
way, I
out.
did more for NATO than any other person alive or dead.
Uh-huh.
Nobody's done for NATO.
What you've
And I
done
think for the most
NATO.
part, they'll tell you that. I think you could ask the Secretary General
Wow.
about that, but he said it a lot. I've done more for NATO than anybody, and I see all this stuff, but NATO has to treat us fairly, too. The big fear I have with NATO is we spend tremendous amounts of money with NATO, and I know we'll come to their rescue, but I just really do question whether or not they'll come to ours.
What are they going to do? Didn't they have to send a
I'm
bunch of
just
guys
asking.
from, like, Denmark's military over in, like,
Saying,
a commercial
right?
plane?
You remember during the debate? Just
Like, what are they
saying.
going to do?
Signed $1 trillion investment in U.S. military.
I mean, no shade at
And
Denmark,
next
but,
year
like,
we
come on,
hopefully
guys.
will go to $1.5 trillion. We're building battleships that are 100 times more powerful than the battleships of World War II, which are the big, beautiful, those
are big
big,
ones.
beautiful things with the guns. I said, what about bringing them out of dry dock? They said, sir, what we're building will blow them away. Think of it. These ships are 100 times more powerful than the battleships that you see on Victory at Sea. Do you ever see Victory at Sea?
Jesus
What
Christ.
a great
You have to
thing
be
that is to
over the
watch.
age of
renamed
75
the
to know what that
Department of
is.
Defense into the
The only
Department
reason I
of
know that
War,
is my
which
dad was
everyone
over
loves, by the
75.
way. Signed landmark critical minerals deals with
Yep.
Australia, Malaysia, Thailand, Ukraine, Japan, and many others.
My dad
We're
loved
gonna
that show.
have so
Yeah.
much rare earth. It's actually not that rare. Getting it processed is rare. but
Old world
there's a lot of
speak,
rare earth.
yeah.
There's a lot of earth around, I can tell you. Withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization where we were paying hundreds of millions of dollars a year.
For what?
So we were paying
For what?
$500 million a year, and China was paying $37 million a year. I said, why aren't we paying the same as
that
China?
seems unreasonable.
He said, well, nobody asked. I said, China's got 1.4 billion people.
Uh-huh.
We have 350 million, probably with all the illegals, you know.
No,
China
probably more.
knows more accurately.
Yeah.
But we have much smaller in terms of the number of people. We have a much more powerful military, but we have much smaller. I rebuilt the military during my first term, by the way.
Amazing.
And while they gave away a lot to Afghanistan, the Taliban, which was just horrible seeing them, every year seeing them do that military down some dirty street
Yeah.
is a disgrace. But while Biden gave a lot of it away, it's a tiny fraction compared to what we did.
He's giving
I
away
rebuilt
all
the
of our
military,
stuff.
and now we're continuing to build it, and bigger and better. We need it, peace through strength. But we withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. So I remember we were paying $500 million. They were paying $37 or $39 million.
Oh,
And I said, "How
$37.
come?" So I withdrew, and they called, we'll give you the same deal that they
China
had. I
has?
said, well, it
Yeah.
should be less than that, because if they're at 37 and you have 3 times, 4 times the number of people, even maybe 5 times, I don't know. So it should be less, but I didn't want to chisel around. And I thought about it. So I could have taken 500 million to 37, and everybody knew it. I chose not to do it because it was actually very popular when I got out because they were terrible. And so I chose not to take that deal. First thing
Get to
Biden
the
did
point?
is go back into
What
it.
point?
You know what he paid? More than 500 million.
What do you mean?
So I actually called them. I said, you know, you can buy it for less. You can make a deal at 37. There's no reason to pay
The point is
500.
that he
They
was
didn't
right.
care. They paid more than 500. Did
Yeah,
you know
there is
that?
no
They paid
point.
more than 500 million. I made a deal at 37. I
Sit
could have
back,
had 37.
relax,
They were public about
and
it.
enjoy the
We'll
ride.
give you the same deal that China has for 37.
Yeah.
And they paid 500. They paid $500 million.
This is how it's going to be.
That's the way you ruin a country. And it's the same attitude that, you have on everything else with these people. They were terrible.
Yeah.
The anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
It's going to get
we
even
ended.
better.
The UN
or worse, depending on how you want to see
Works
it.
Agency we ended. And the fake Paris Climate Accord, which was a ripoff of America, where we had to pay $1 trillion and they were paying nothing. China didn't kick in until 2035. We kicked in immediately. We were supposed to pay $1 trillion.
That doesn't sound
Russia
fair. Why would you
went
do
to
that?
a standard of 1991, which was
People are saying Trump 2028.
But we had to pay top dollar.
He's building up to dropping a slur.
Terminated that. Another Rick. We ended the woke lunacy and restored common sense.
Yeah.
Abolished all discriminatory, diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI policies throughout the federal government and the private
7
sector.
more years
They're
of
gone.
this.
Everybody.
Get used to it, guys.
Terrible. Terminated the Green New Scam and ended the insane electric vehicle
The Green New
mandate.
Deal is now the
electric
Greenland deal.
That caused me a little problem with a man named Elon.
I heard
But he
about him.
understands, and he's a good guy. We get along. But I said, Elon, we can't have all electric cars. We just can't do it. I like the electric cars. I like his car.
Tesla,
But,
say it, say it,
in
say it.
particular, I like his
Say
car.
it, please say it.
But we can't do that because some people don't want an electric car by 2030.
Come on.
And to build the power stations all over the country would have cost $4 trillion. $4 trillion. That's more than any country has. If you got China, the United States, and everyone, you couldn't do it. And it would have taken years. And yet they were supposed to be switching over electric vehicle mandate. Some people don't like electric cars. Some people want hybrids. Some people want regular gasoline-powered cars. We have more gasoline than anybody. And now with Venezuela, we have 62% of the market when you include
because he didn't say Tesla. True.
So I ended the Green New Scam, and I ended the insane electric vehicle mandate. Now you can buy a gasoline-powered car, a hybrid, and you can buy a electric vehicle. I mean, if you think, if you want electric, you can buy it. Make a good deal on them right now because they made a lot of them. Permanently stopped Joe Biden's ridiculous CAFE standards. That's having to do with the environment. So ridiculous. Canceled the EPA's absurd, totally absurd, tailpipe emission standard, which made you spend hundreds of thousands. It made for hundreds of thousands of cars. The numbers, the cost numbers were incredible that the consumer has to pay. Imposed 25% tariff on all foreign automobiles and 100% tariff on Chinese cars which don't come into the country because of tariffs. Only because of tariffs. We didn't have tariffs, you wouldn't have any car. We have now more car factories being built in the United States than ever before because of tariffs.
Do we need that many cars?
If they take those tariffs away, China will eat our lunch.
Oh.
They'll take all of our car business. Now, there's another way of doing it, but it's more cumbersome, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to scare you, but it's much more cumbersome, not as good for national security as this.
He doesn't want to say
we have
it?
a perfect system right now. We're making a fortune. We've never been stronger, and I hope the Supreme Court does the right thing for our country, because if they don't,
I drink your milkshake.
It's just so, it would be so sad. We're doing so well because of tariffs. And the people that are heading up the lawsuit.
Which ones?
Like, there's a guy named Leonard Leo, who's bad guy. And people that are very China-oriented and foreign car-oriented and foreign business-oriented, but in particular China. They're suing to get rid of tariffs because they don't want tariffs, like Coke.
Yeah.
Coke has businesses outside of the United States. If
Yeah,
you
of
have
course
them
they
outside, you don't want tariffs. But because of tariffs, they treat us well. Without tariffs, they would treat us very badly, as you saw for many years. They respect us more now than they ever have respected us, by a lot. And revoked the California emissions waiver to stop San Francisco communists from regulating the automobile industry and destroying automobiles and the industry.
He just rolled that one out, huh?
I was with Bill Ford of Ford.
He just said that.
Motors. I was with all the people at General Motors the other day, and they are making more money and building more cars than they've ever. They are doing
San Francisco
good.
communists.
All because of tariffs and what I've done. And they're building their plants all in the United States. Reopened ANWR for drilling. That's a big deal. Launched a massive Alaskan
What about
pipeline
oil for
project
Russia?
to export natural gas to
We're
Asia.
going to delete it.
We made a deal with
We'll
South
turn it off.
Korea and with Japan that gives us money, the likes of which nobody's ever seen before.
Yeah.
Signed executive orders to end Biden's war on coal and put, I say, clean, beautiful coal. I never say the word coal. This has to be preceded by the words clean, beautiful coal.
Didn't you just
And
say,
put miners
never
back
mind.
to work. The miners love Trump.
Never
I think
mind.
I got 100% of their vote.
100%. Every
Bans
single one of them.
transgenders from the military. We don't want transgender in the military. Ordered reinstatement of
We don't
patriots
want 'em.
expelled from our military with full back pay. So we had some people that were terminated, and they're coming back into our military.
Trans for nobody.
Fired the
yeah.
woke boards of visitors at our military service academies. The boards of visitors were run by radical left, maybe communists, maybe not, but
Maybe.
they were still
Maybe.
heavily radical left, and they were bad for us. Signed an executive order to remove anti-American propaganda from federal museums and national parks. Requires
There's a
the
lot of
federal
that.
employees to return to work
You
in
do that with
person or be
education.
fired. We don't want them sitting in their home on their bed working. We want them in an office that we're paying for in
You probably ain't
Washington,
doing
D.C.
shit, huh?
or wherever it may be. And we've largely taken care of that mess. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you they're out on the ball fields. I guarantee you they're out playing golf. And you can't run a country or a company that way. I think it's happening even so with countries and companies. But we had so many of our federal workers, they wouldn't come into work. Signed an order banning all government censorship and restoring free speech. Made it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders. This was not a tough one. Two genders. Can anybody guess what they are?
Yeah?
Male and female.
Oh, I thought
think
it was
the Democrats
triangle.
know that too, but they refuse to admit it. Ban the
Oh.
use of puberty blockers, hormone
Man.
injections, and other chemical and surgical mutilation of
This one's
children.
full of
Can
surprises.
you imagine saying this 15 years ago? That we banned the use of puberty blockers, hormone
Oh,
injections,
little, yeah, you absolutely
and
did
other
get rid of that.
chemical and
it's
surgical
sick.
mutilation
It's
of
weird.
our children.
Who does this?
You know, when I say it, I say,
What the
do I
fuck?
have to say that? I actually asked
Yeah.
my people today, yes, sir, because
Deranged.
that's where the country went. Banned men from playing in women's sports.
Yeah.
Big Supreme Court case, and I mean, I can't believe it. Some of the justices
How
were
stupid.
fighting hard for men to be able to play in women's sports. A couple of
They
them.
don't know what a woman is.
Can't
Remember
imagine
that?
it, but I think anybody that rules that way should lose a lot of credibility.
Well, how about the mental
We
institution?
banned men from playing in women's sports. All you have to do is look at the records. Look at weightlifting records. Look
Yeah.
at swimming records. Look
Please,
at track and field.
please do the thing.
It's not fair.
Please
It's
do
very
the thing.
demeaning to women. Banned transgender ideology and critical race theory from our schools.
That's good.
Secured unprecedented settlements with Brown University, Columbia University, and many other colleges, including
So
the
close,
University
I
of
know.
Pennsylvania, where I went, the great old Wharton
Transgender
School of
for everyone.
Finance. To restore fairness and merit,
Everybody's
we're
gay.
Working with Harvard right now. They've been very anti-Semitic. Terrible what they've done. And we'll see what happens. I hear we have a deal, but
It's
who the
weird
hell
how
knows
people
with
can
that?
be so
They have a lawyer that
pro-Palestine
wants
they
to
turn
show
into
how
hating
hot he
Jews.
is.
How does that happen?
Ended taxpayer-funded student
The
loan
fuck?
forgiveness for radical left and anti-American activists. Can you believe it?
Deranged.
Began the process of abolishing the Federal Department of Education and returning education back to the states. And Linda McMahon is doing a fantastic job. Ended Joe Biden's weaponization of our government and removed his hand-picked radical left Marxist prosecutors from the Department of Justice.
That's what they have to do. They have to get rid of those
deranged Jack
judges,
Smith.
man.
He's a sick son of a bitch.
Oh, wow.
They gave me the worst of
Wow.
the worst. And here I am. How did that happen? How did that happen? He's a
The
sick
sick
guy.
son of
and
a bitch.
Letitia James is sick. And Alvin Bragg is sick. They're sick people.
Yeah?
And others. Fanny. You can't call her Fanny. She doesn't like it. She wants to be called Fani. Fani Willis. I won. Can you imagine putting somebody through that? And then if I suggest that somebody may be guilty of a terrible crime. Oh, he's weaponizing government. Trump is weaponizing government.
This is
it's
just,
terrible.
guys.
Can you imagine?
Guys.
They say to me about weaponize. I don't weaponize anything. But what they did to me, nobody ever went through what I went through.
He's on one
and
today.
here I am
He
in a
is.
place called the White House. It's a beautiful place. Who would have thought, right?
Who would have
Signed
thought?
legislation to cut all taxpayer funding to woke and biased NPR and PBS, and they're sort of
they're
gone now,
done.
I guess. I heard they're closed up. They were
Yep,
terrible.
they are.
They
Get
were
'em
so
out.
unfair. They were so terrible.
Shouldn't have put your bullshit
Officially
in there.
reinstated Columbus Day. I like the name Columbus Day.
Columbus Day.
The Italian people are very happy about it. Remember, when you go to the voting booths, I reinstated Columbus Day. That was an
Oh, when
easy
you're
one.
voting for him the third time.
Christopher Columbus. Cut Social Security wait times by 50%, serve 65% more
Yeah.
Social Security recipients by phone, and are on track to doubling the service and performance compared to the Biden administration. We're 2.5 to 3 times better and faster. Slash VA claims backlog to the lowest number ever recorded. Created Trump accounts starting with
Trump account?
$1,000
What the
for
hell is
every
Trump
newborn
account?
baby. This is something that's become so popular, and I give Mr. and Mrs. Michael Dell,
Oh,
Dell Computer, who
that,
put in
that guy makes
$6 billion,
computers.
250 million, started with nothing, and he actually invested all that money to give to kids, so that when they grow up, they
Michael
have
Dell's
an
a good
account
guy.
that might be worth a lot of
He
money.
lives in Austin.
It'll be riding with the markets.
I drove by
and,
his
you know,
house.
they can,
It's like on a.
at
I think
20
it's on like
years
a mountain
old, 21
or
years
something.
old, they could have
It's fucking massive.
$100,000. They could have a lot of money. That's going to be amazing.
Huge.
But I give a lot of credit to Mr. and Mrs.
Yes, really
Michael
big.
Dell. Signed AI executive order to ensure the
have
United
thought?
States dominates the future of artificial intelligence. So we're leading China. We're leading the whole world. We're producing more electricity than we ever have because
I
I'm
know, he's a good
allowing
guy.
every one of those plants to
Gives a lot
build
of
their
money
own
to kids.
electric facility.
I've seen
We're
his
giving
charity
them very,
over the
very
years.
fast approvals,
a
unlike
good
Los
guy.
Angeles with a fire. So the federal government, I want to give a lot of credit to Lee Zeldin. The hardest approval for the 20,000 houses or more that burned down in Los Angeles because they didn't have the water. They didn't allow the water to come down from the Pacific Northwest. They routed the water into the Pacific
Somebody
Ocean.
fucked up the audio thing.
So
they
we
have
had
a little
no water
knob,
there.
and they did like
No,
this.
No, he had.
Now they're back.
I would say open up the water. Open it up to the governor, to
The
the mayor.
fish?
They didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
They wanted to protect a tiny little fish that's,
The smelt. Remember that?
you know, I said, how can you have a fish when you don't have any water? It was just an excuse,
smelt
I guess.
fish?
But it's amazing. We took 20,000 houses, and Lee Zeldin, the toughest permit is from the federal government. Within 2 weeks, every single permit was given to the people to build their houses. Then you have the incompetent mayor of Los Angeles. He's no clue,
yeah.
who decided to go to Africa
She was
during the
retarded.
fire. So you have this incompetent mayor, and I had it out with her the night.
Why would the mayor go to
I got-
Africa?
Right after the fire, I went there.
Like, isn't
She
her
said,
job
"We're
to be the
working on
mayor?
it so that we can have everybody
fuck's she
starting
doing
to
in
build
Africa?
within 2 or 3 years. Remember that? I said, you mean 2 or 3 days?
What's going on over there?
No, I mean 2 or 3 years. And the place went crazy. Well, they still haven't gotten their permits. But every federal permit, every single one has been given a year ago.
Yeah.
And Lee Zeldin has done a great job. And he's done a great job in the approval of all these big plants and factories and all of the electricity that they're creating for themselves. I said to
Yeah.
Zuckerberg, I said to all of them, I said to Jeff Bezos, I said to everybody. Mark Zuckerberg couldn't believe it.
What did he
said,
say?
You know, where are we going to get all the electricity? Because you need double the electricity that the country currently makes
for the
just
data
to fire
centers?
up those big plants.
Yeah.
I said, well, nobody can do that. So what we're going to do is let you make your own electricity. Nobody believed it. And I said, we're going to get you fast permits. So we get them within
Invent
2 weeks.
electricity.
And they're coming up with some of the most incredible electric plants you've ever seen. So each one of those massive buildings, AI or otherwise, is building their own electricity. They're building their own plant. And it's incredible. Many of them are under construction already. They're going to have We're leading AI, and we're leading China by
A lot.
Established a
I've seen this one
Maha
before.
presidential commission, banned many artificial food dyes, as you know, issued new vaccine recommendations, and created new real food pyramid. And Bobby and Dr. Oz have been incredible.
No way.
Provided $12 billion in aid for American farmers. Just gave them $12 billion in aid because they got screwed by other nations. And the number of drug dealers have fallen every single month since I took office. Drug dealers are way down.
Drug dealers are bad.
In the United States.
Really bad.
And that's a small version of what's sitting right there. That's just a small version. We took a country that was dead, and it's the hottest country in the world.
Looks
right
like we're
now.
about to get to the
And that's
questions.
After 1 year.
I'm feeling like
So,
it's about time.
Let's go.
Yep.
That's a lot of people. All right, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Pre-watch? I told
two
you.
questions for you. One, do you want your Board of Peace to replace the UN?
Well,
The Trump
UN
Board
just
of
hasn't been
Peace
very helpful.
replaces
I'm
the
a
UN.
big fan of the UN potential, but it has never lived up to its potential. The UN should have
We are the UN
settled
now.
every one of the wars that I settled. I never went to them. I never even
All right.
thought to go to them. They should be able to settle
wasn't
those
expecting
wars. They
this.
don't. I believe you got to let the UN continue because the potential is so great.
Yeah.
And I wonder, you invited Lula from Brazil to be part of the Board of Peace.
I did.
What role do you
I did.
expect him to play, especially
A big role. I like him.
Venezuela?
Yeah,
And
I like
another one,
I like
because
him, okay.
Are you from Brazil?
Yes. The EU and Mercosur just signed a trade agreement this weekend, which is going to be the biggest trade zone, free zone in the world.
Right.
At the moment, you are talking a lot about tariffs. What is your reaction to that? So, two questions, Lula.
Well,
and then-
look, I just think this. I think we have trade like we've never had before. We're doing better
That's a
in
lot of
trade than
trade.
we ever have before. We're not being ripped off by every country in the world like we were before. We're doing numbers that nobody's ever thought possible. We're the richest we ever were. It's because of tariffs and the proper use of tariffs, and we're also the most secure. As an example, Iceland, without tariffs, they wouldn't even be talking to us about it. So we'll see what happens. I think.
Wait,
it's
are we
gonna
getting
work out
Iceland
quite
too?
well.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Is
right
that
behind.
Thank you, Mr. President. How would you
Is that new?
characterize your relationship with Emmanuel Macron and Keir Starmer right now? And have you spoken to
Oh,
them
they're probably
since your
mad.
Truth Social post last
No, I
night?
haven't, but I think I get along very well with them. I mean, they always treat me well. They get a little bit rough when they're, when I'm not around. But when I'm around, they treat me very nicely. And, I like both of them. They're both
Really?
liberal. They've got to straighten out their countries. You can't, London is
Iceland
having a lot of
DLC?
problems. And if you look at Paris, got a
People
lot of
weren't expecting
problems.
this.
They have two problems, immigration and energy. They got to stop with the windmills, and they got to go back.
know what windmills do?
UK has an unbelievable asset called the North Sea.
Yep.
Norway uses it, makes a fortune. They have a better section of it, and they don't do it. They could straighten out their countries, and it would be good.
Kill
but I
the
get along very well.
birds and drive the whales crazy.
You told Norway's prime minister.
here we
Are you
go.
from Norway?
No.
You look
you
like
told-
you would be from. She looks like she's from Norway. Go ahead.
You told Norway's prime minister that you not
Right.
winning the Nobel Peace Prize made you feel less obligated to think purely of peace.
Well, I
Why would
lost a
not-
lot of respect for Norway. And
But why
I
would not
believe,
winning
and
that
I believe
prize
very
affect-
strongly that Norway controls the Nobel Prize. You have to
Norway
understand, I
controls
settled
the Nobel
8
Peace
wars.
Prize?
I've had
Is that true?
every one of those wars. Every participant wrote. I didn't ask him to do it. They sent in strong they make recommendations for that. But I settled 8 wars. No president's
Yeah?
probably ever settled
that
one
right?
war. I don't know. Think of it. I did 8. The reason I do it is because it's easy for me to do.
It's easy
And I didn't do
to
it for a
end
Nobel
wars.
Prize. I did it because I'm saving a lot of lives. I'm trying to settle the final one. I'm trying to do Russia, Ukraine.
Yeah, that's the big
And
one.
when Russia's ready, Ukraine's not. When Ukraine's ready, Russia's not.
I don't know. When has
They're
Russia
losing
been ready?
25,000 people a month on average, and I'm trying to get that one done. But no, I feel that Norway has tremendous control over who gets the Nobel Prize, despite what they say.
That's so rigged.
How far are you willing to go to acquire Greenland?
You'll find out.
How
Kevin
far are you
Hassett
willing to
has
go?
said that those $2,000 tariff rebate checks would be up to Congress.
You'll
to decide
find
whether
out.
or not to disperse that. Do you agree with Kevin
don't
Hassett
know.
on that, or do you think you can do that unilaterally?
I don't
Are we
think,
really gonna
we
get
would have to go
Greenland?
the Congress out, but
I
you know,
think it's
we'll
gonna
find out.
happen.
The reason we're even talking about it is that we have so much money coming in from tariffs that we'll be able to issue at least a $2,000 dividend and
Yeah.
also pay down debt for the country. But
No.
we'd do a $2,000 dividend to the people of our country. Would probably set a limit of, income limit where
This
it
is
made
Miss
sense.
Greenland?
But we will be able to make a very substantial
this?
dividend to the people of our country.
This is Miss Greenland. I
believe we
understand
can
Trump
do that
now?
without Congress.
Last night on Truth Social,
All right.
you said that the British plan to hand
Yeah.
the base of Diego Garcia over to Mauritius and then rent it back was an act of great stupidity. Previously, you've backed that deal. Is it now your position that the deal should not go ahead?
I think that they, when they originally were going to do it, they were talking about doing some concept of ownership. But now they're looking to essentially just do a lease and sell it. And I'm against that. It's a reasonably nothing like Greenland, but it's a reasonably important area of the globe. Not to anywhere near Greenland, but I think they should keep it. I don't know why they're doing it. Do they need money?
Mr. President, with your support to the Syrian government, most probably you avoided another civil war and
I thought they're killing
bloodshed
people
in
again.
Syria, especially after the fall
I
of the
did a good
regime.
job. I did a good job.
Wow. How about
The
that?
Syrian government, the last 2 weeks,
aren't they
had to
killing
use
people
some
again?
force
Yeah.
to implement its force on specific areas. And
Well,
with
to keep the prisoners, the terrorist prisoners, which are some of the worst in the world, at bay. So they were able to keep that. He's working very hard. The president of Syria is working very, very
Donald
hard.
likes
Strong
him.
guy, tough guy, pretty rough resume. But you're not going to put a choir boy in there and, get
ISIS,
the job done.
by the way, or Al-Qaeda.
I
Forgot
spoke
which one.
with him yesterday because we were talking
Yeah.
about the prisons and, what was going on. We have some of the worst terrorists in the world in those prisons, and he's watching them.
Syria, sir.
Mr.
Go ahead.
President, Gavin Newsom is going to be at Davos if he's not already there. You're probably going to run into him. I
Gavin
presume that this is
Newsom.
for him to raise his platform for 2028. But what do you anticipate his foreign policy platform is going to be?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that he's going to be the nominee. I know this. I had a very good relationship with Gavin Newsom when we were, in office together. I was president. He was the governor of California.
Well, what happened?
He would talk about it often.
What happened, man?
And somewhere we just went astray. I just hate the way California is being run. We actually have people leaving. It's never happened before, but I hate the way it's being run. He and I had a very good
I
relationship.
know people that have left California
really,
too, because it's expensive.
Close to the word exceptional, but now
It's very
we
expensive.
seem not to.
Thank you, President Trump. President Trump, you spoke earlier.
Mr. President. You've been hearing
Holy
from allies.
fuck.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you so much, President Trump. Kara Castanova from Lindell TV. And you spoke earlier about the 2020 election.
Okay.
Now that Maduro is in U.S. custody and he was criminally charged, has any more information emerged that you could share with us regarding Venezuelan election software and Venezuelan ties to tampering
Election
with
software,
the 2020
what?
election? And would you consider speaking to Maduro personally in prison in New York to get some answers on Venezuela's
Talk to
involvement with the
Maduro.
2020 election?
No, I don't think I would be doing that. I think my lawyers would be very unhappy if I did that. Yeah, they've learned some things. Please.
What happens to the tariff threat to Greenland if the Supreme Court comes out and rules against you on the tariffs? And
Well, I'll have to use something else. I mean,
are
look.
you willing to use force?
Take a look at the word license. Take a look at other things. I mean, we
Yeah.
have other alternatives. But what we're
gotta
doing
do
now
something
is
else.
the best, the strongest, the fastest, the easiest, the least complicated.
Yeah.
Sir, if you move ahead with the Greenland-related tariffs on Europe, you secured almost $1 trillion of commitments from them to invest in the United States. Does that
That's a
go
lot of money.
kaput out the window if that happens?
I doubt it. Look, they need that agreement
They'll
very
work it out.
badly with us. They really do.
Why wouldn't
they fought
they?
very hard to get it, so I doubt that. But we'll see what happens. We have a lot of meetings
Mm-hmm.
scheduled on Greenland. I'm leaving tonight, as you know, for Davos, and we have a lot of meetings scheduled on Greenland. And I think things are going to work out pretty well, actually.
And so
Thank you, Mr. President. Will you still go to Paris for the G7 emergency meeting as offered by
That's probably not going to happen,
Macron?
right?
No, I wouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
that's what I thought. He doesn't even give a fuck.
Because, you know, Emmanuel's not going to be there very long. And, you know, there's no longevity there. He's a friend of mine. He's a nice guy. I like Macron. But he's not going to be there very much longer, as you know. And I think, you know, I have meetings with the people that are directly involved, not some of the people you're talking about.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Happy
You know,
New
I've
Year.
never seen this room like this. Is this a celebration of the first year? Have you ever seen it? I've never seen this many.
Surely, that's
I
the
hope we
reason.
have a very good. I hope we have a very good structural floor. You know, this used to be a swimming pool. You're sitting over a swimming pool. I could see that happening. But this, we need a
Keyboard
good
trays
structure
messed
here,
up.
don't we? Huh? Yeah.
Mr. President. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Happy 1 year anniversary.
Happy 1 year.
My question is on Syria. The Kurds, as the most loyal
I just
US
realized, yeah,
partners,
it's been
facing
1 year
attacks by
since he's been
some Syrian
president.
elements within the Syrian government.
Yeah.
Will you do to ensure the Kurdish rights protected and their effective forces against terrorism in Rojava, Syria
Call them
continue
fat?
as the Kurdish see you as a president?
There
does
actually
not
aren't that many
abandon
fat
people's
people in the
lives?
crowd.
Well, I like
Do you
the
notice
Kurds,
that?
But just so you understand, the Kurds
We don't
were
see
paid
that many of
tremendous
them.
amounts of money. Were given oil and other things. So
Not that many fatties.
They were doing it for themselves more so than they were doing it for us.
7
but we
more
got
to
along
go.
with the Kurds, and we are trying to protect the Kurds. That's correct.
Ahead of your speech in Davos, can you give us a preview of what we can expect as far as laying out
this
the
guy?
plans for Americans to be able to buy homes?
Yeah, good
I
question.
think more than anything else, what I'm going to be speaking about is the tremendous success that we've had in 1 year. I didn't think we could do it this fast. Think of it, it's just now 12 months, and you know, I say it often, we have the most successful country in the world. We have the hottest country anywhere in the world by far. And this country would have
Clav's
been
cousin.
absolutely stone cold dead. And I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to be, because, you know, a lot of them could use some of the advice as to what we did. They need energy. You take a look at their energy policy, they're going to destroy themselves with what they're doing with the windmills and all the nonsense. They need energy help badly, or they're going to be in big trouble, and they need immigration help badly. How much longer do you want to go?
Call with.
I do.
Just okay.
I have a very important call with President Erdogan, who I like.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
One or two more questions. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Not him.
During
Go
your
ahead,
second,
please. Go ahead.
Of course he does.
Red.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. President.
The red blouse. Go ahead.
You talked a lot at the beginning of this about the economy, some positive economic indicators. Polling shows a majority of Americans don't feel the economy is doing well. Are you worried you're making the same mistake as President Biden?
Good question.
I hope
Great
I don't
question.
make the same mistake as him. Look, I inherited a terrible. I mean, it's
Great
a great
question.
question because we inherited a terrible, terrible mess. Between the border, between all the problems, the whole country was falling apart. And in 12 months, less than 12 months, I mean, in 12 months, we have the strongest border we've ever had. We have prices that are much, much lower than they were for the last time. We inherited very high prices. We inherited, remember this, inflation
The answer's the same
was
every
at
time?
a historic high.
Yeah.
We had never had inflation like that. They say 48 years, but whether it's 48 years or ever,
Infinity.
we had the highest inflation, in my opinion, that we've ever had. Prices, because of that, were very high. I inherited, we brought down eggs immediately. Remember the first news conference, they were screaming at me about eggs.
That's true.
I was in the position for 2
How are egg
days.
prices? I'm gonna look
and
it
they're
up.
We brought eggs down to lower than what they were before. And by the way, they continue that way. We brought the prices down from when I came into office
Pretty
and
good.
from what Biden had, way down. We're going to bring them down further.
Yeah.
But the job we did is a miracle. One of the
I mean,
reasons I'm doing
there
this
it is.
today is to explain.
It's a lot lower.
We inherited a mess, and we've made
That's
it
true.
a beautiful, beautiful picture.
Dollars,
Think
yeah.
of gasoline at $1.99 in many states.
That was in, like,
$1.99 a gallon.
2003.
It was $4.50,
a long time ago.
$5. In some cases, $6 or $7. We're at $1.99, and energy is so big that with energy, everything else comes down. But the prices are coming way down, and we're going to bring them down further. But we started up here with these guys. We inherited a country that was broken. We inherited a country, and
this is definitely his last question.
Spot. We've done very well with
this is the last
Venezuela.
one. Watch.
And by the way, that even in itself
Watch, I promise
is going to
you.
help us bring down
I can
the
tell
oil
immediately.
prices. I mean, the Venezuelan oil, we've taken 50 million gallons of oil. We've taken 50 million barrels of oil out of Venezuela in the first 4 days. We've got
That's
millions
a lot
of barrels of oil
That's a lot,
left.
right?
We're
I think that's a
selling
lot.
it on the open market. We're bringing down oil prices incredibly. And when they come down, and they've already come down, again, $1.99 a gallon for oil. Nobody thought they'd ever see it. All right, one or two more.
All right. See, I didn't pre-watch it.
Go ahead. Go. Yes.
President, I want to ask you about Iran. Is the military option still on the table? And can you assure us that the
No,
killing in
we're
Iran
sailing the
has
boat
stopped?
over there for no
and
reason.
When regard to the Peace Council, which members have to pay $1
So with
billion?
Iran, are you from Iran?
No, I cover the White House. but
Where are you from?
I'm Palestinian American.
So with Iran, they were going to hang 837 people.
That's it?
And I let them be known that, and we let them know that if that happens, that will be a very bad day for them. And they decided not to do it. They didn't hang the people. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future, but supposedly they've taken that off the table.
Supposedly.
But they
It
were going
sounds
to
like
last week.
bullshit,
They were going to
man.
hang on Thursday or Wednesday.
They're lying to you.
They were going to hang I think 837 people.
They're lying, man.
And they didn't hang anybody. So we're just going to have to see what happens with Iran. Is the military option off the table? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. President Trump.
Thank you, President
Go
Trump.
ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Go ahead, I'll take your
Shut
question.
up.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Go
Mr.
ahead,
President.
right here.
Thank you, Mr. President. You promised during your second inaugural to always put America first. I'm curious, how would you winning the Nobel Peace Prize improve the lives of average, everyday Americans? Why is this prize so important?
It wouldn't improve the lives of any. But what improved the lives of people are people that are living. I saved probably
what
tens
a
of
dork.
millions
Yeah,
of lives
bro,
in
he
the
sound
wars.
like a
You
dork.
add up the
You're
numbers.
right.
Just if you look at any one of those wars, you're talking about millions
What
of
a
people.
little
You
bitch.
multiply it times 8. But when you look at India and Pakistan, that could have been 10, 15, 20 million people. Could have been more than that. So I saved millions of people. So that to me is the big thing. What?
You suggested a moment ago that perhaps the reason why a positive story about the economy isn't getting through is because of, bad communications people. But are average Americans wrong to still feel high prices? And how much longer does the White House hope that they?
So I think a lot of people are listening to the fake news a little bit. And I'm not
shit's
blaming
expensive,
anybody.
man.
I think I blame ourselves. I think we've done a much better job than we're able to promote. We're not promoting. We're doing a great job, and we're sort of letting the promotion take care of
Shit's
itself.
too expensive.
One of the reasons I'm doing this news conference, I think it's important. We have taken a mess and
go to
made
the
it
store.
really good. It's going to
They
get
have to have Donald
even
go to a
better.
store.
But if you look at prices from a year or a year and a half ago, you look at the Biden prices, they were way up through the sky. And, they use the word
That's what I think.
affordability. They just say affordability, and they don't talk about it. They created the affordability problem, and we are solving it. We have solved a lot
It was
of it.
COVID really
Again,
that did it.
Everybody agrees in this room, I think, gasoline prices have come per gallon way down. When that happens, everything else comes down, but they've come down way down. Many of the groceries have come way down. It's all happening, and it's happening strong. But if you go back a year and a half, 2 years, take a look at those prices and look at the prices now.
President of Venezuela, you made a condition.
Where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Nice place.
Thank you. You made a condition that the political prisoners should be freed. It seems that they are not being as fast as they promised in the beginning. Would that be an issue for the current government?
They've agreed that they're going to let, I guess, most of them out. Depends on what they did, but they have released a lot of. Released a lot of political prisoners in Venezuela.
That's good.
President, earlier on last year, you had indicated that you wanted to take back the Panama Canal. I know we've We've heard a lot about Greenland. Is that still on the table?
I don't want to tell you that. Sort of. I must say, sort of. That's sort of. Okay, one more. Yes, blonde, blue. Yes, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead with the blue, holding the computer.
If a consequence of your determination to take control of Greenland is the ultimate breakup of the NATO alliance, is that a price you're willing to pay?
You mean the breakup of it's very interesting. So I think something's going to happen that's going to be very good for everybody. Nobody's done more for NATO than I have, as I said before, in every way. Getting them to go up to 5% of GDP was something that nobody thought was possible, and pay. At 2%, they weren't paying. At 5%, they are paying. And they're buying a lot of things from us, and they're giving them, I guess, to Ukraine. That's up to them, but they're giving them to whoever they're giving them to, but they're buying a lot. I think that we will work something out where NATO is going to be very happy and where we're going to be very happy. But we need it for security purposes. We need it for national security and even world security. It's very important. How about it?
Thank you very much. First of all, last year you told me that you believe that the reason you won an election is because God put you in this place so that you could save the world.
God
Looking
put you
back
in the...
1 year, do you feel like God is proud of the effort that you've put?
I do, actually.
That's a big
God
question.
is very proud of the job I've done.
That's a really big question.
And that includes for religion. You know, we're protecting a lot of people that are being killed. Christians and Jewish people, and lots of people are being protected by me that wouldn't be protected by another type of president. No, I think a lot of people are very proud of the job we've done. We've had an amazing year. This has been one of the greatest years.
W God.
Even some
That's what they say.
People that wouldn't necessarily love me instinctively, they're saying this was an incredible year. We've had an incredible year economically. Look at our border. Our border was a disaster. People poured. It was an invasion into our country of a lot of very bad people. Good people too, but a lot of very bad people from prisons and drug dealers and gangs and horrible people, murderers.
Oops. Sorry about that. Let me reopen it. My sound software crashed.
By the way,
there we go.
There's not a country in the world that has
awkward,
a border
annoying.
like we do. And we took it from the worst border. We had the worst border in the world. Now we have one of the strongest borders.
Censored by Israel.
One more.
That's what some people are saying.
You said you're confident something's going to get worked out in Greenland, but Greenlanders have made it clear they don't want to be part of the U.S.
Well,
what
I haven't.
gives the U.S. the right to take away that self-determination?
When I speak to them, I'm sure they'll be thrilled.
Oh, okay. All right, that's pretty simple.
Mr. President, are you committed to keeping the U.S. in NATO?
Well, yeah, probably.
I've had such a good relationship. I've made it so much better, so much stronger. It's so good now.
How about
NATO
that?
is so much stronger now. I don't agree with a lot of the things they've done, but that was done before I got there. I think NATO's been good. Sometimes it's overrated, sometimes it's not. But we have a strong NATO. When I came here, we had a weak NATO. We had a NATO at 2%, and they weren't paying. You had a nothing NATO. NATO's, whether you like it or not, it's only as good as we are. If NATO doesn't have us, NATO is not very strong.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, no, behind you, please.
Thank you, President Trump.
Yes, go ahead.
Greatly appreciate it, sir. We heard a long list of accomplishments from the last year. Could you cherry pick the top three? And then looking forward, what are your three most important priorities?
What are your three favorite things about yourself?
So I think the building of a really powerful military has been a great achievement, and that would include the Venezuela thing. That would include
incredible question.
The attack on Iran and the wiping out of the nuclear threat. I think that's been really amazing what we've done militarily. I think what we've done in business has been incredible. We have $18 trillion coming in. Plants are being built all over. Thousands of plants are being built all over the country. 18 trillion is a record. No country has ever come anywhere even close to that. I think that's a record. And I think that most favored nations for drugs is something that nobody thought they'd be able to get. Tariffs helped me there because the nations would have never gone along with it if I wasn't able to say, if you don't go along with it, we're going to put a 10 or 15 or 20% tariff on your nation. And they went along. and our drug prices are going to come down at numbers never even seen before, never even thought possible before. So those would be three things. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
How much did you pay freelancer?
So they got to go talk.
So there you have it, President Trump
Erdogan.
speaking
Oh boy.
about his
Yeah,
first
wow.
year back
So this has been
in the White
it's been
House,
an
speaking
entire
for
it's been 1 year of Donald. How would I rate it? I mean, I would say it went pretty well. I mean, I would say domestically it probably not so great, and internationally probably pretty good, right? I mean, we got that guy out of Venezuela, we bombed Iran. I feel like those are some pretty good things, right? So it depends, right? Depends on how you want to look at it. It feels like a decade. Isn't it crazy that we have 3, if not 7, probably 3, let's be realistic, 3 more years of this shit. Oh my God, these people losing their minds over Donald Trump, it's not even halfway over. It's not even halfway done.